Okay, first of all, I would like to thank you for finding time in this difficult timetable for this meeting. It's very important to us because with this interview, we will give an idea to those Russian-speaking people who live in Cyprus and those who are with their hearts in Cyprus about what's happening here and what we are planning to have here. So now it's a new term, 5 years. Can you describe how do you see the most important duties you have within this new 5 years term?
First of all, thank you for the opportunity, thank you for your interest, and thank you for giving me this chance to communicate with the Russian community, a very lively, vibrant, and important community in every aspect, social, cultural, and of course business and economic. And from this point, the economic and the business significance of the Russian community, of Russian business in Cyprus, I would like to respond to your question by saying that our task, the task of the government, of the re-elected Anastasiadis government, is to maintain economic stability, conditions of safety, predictability, and an economy which will continue recovering, growing, and through growth, through the recovery, we know that opportunities, business investment opportunities will continue to emerge. So that's the objective, to keep it steady, keep it safe, keep it attractive for business and investment.
All right. So what are the immediate steps you're planning to take this year, 2018?
Well, within this framework, we know that several things need to happen. I mean, growth does not come just like that, with words. It needs effort and dedication on behalf of everyone. And from our side, as government, we know that we must do several things. First of all, maintain fiscal stability, ensure that is to ensure that we do not go back to the false practices of the past, when the government was spending too much, when we were running very high deficits, which made the raising of new taxes inevitable. That was a negative development. So we want to avoid that, and we are very committed to maintaining a balanced budget also for this year and for the years ahead, because we know that through balanced budgets and through avoiding deficit spending, we create space. We create space which we can give back to our taxpayers, to households, to business in the form of incentives. We can also give back through the promotion of new policies or new works, new infrastructure works, which the country needs. So that's exactly what we shall do. And we also know that the growth and the competitiveness of an economy requires a never-ending reform effort. We know where our strengths lie, but we also know where we can do better, and we know that we can do better, and we should do better. For instance, in aspects of the operation of the public administration, of the government machinery. We know that our judicial system, our courts, need reform and investment in order to become more efficient. I mean, they are credible, but they are slow because they need reforms and they need technology. So these are some of the initiatives that we shall promote during the immediate future, and within this framework, of course, we shall continue throughout our 5-year term.
What is your vision? What is the ideal GDP proportion? How the Cyprus GDP should be formed?
Well, first of all, the one thing has to do with the level of the GDP. So we know that we have a decent standard of living, but we know that we can do better, and we want to raise the level of the GDP to
numbers?
well to the European average. So that's one objective, to achieve parity with the EU average as far as GDP per head.
I mean, what is the gap? Is it big?
Well, there is a significant gap, but I think one that we can meet over the next year. So it's an ambitious objective, but we can do it, and we can do it if public and private sector work in partnership, hand in hand, as allies for business and entrepreneurship and growth and development. So that's one. You were also asking about not only the level of the GDP, but also the composition.
Yes, because it used to be that the service sector contributed the most, and then tourism, and then shipping, correct?
And they remain very important sectors, and we want to maintain them, because even though they are well-established sectors, we know that they have a potential to grow even more. So we shall continue to rely and to support and to invest in these well-established key productive sectors of our economy. But at the same time, we want to give encouragement, and we want to create a favorable economic environment which will allow also new sectors of the economy to emerge. And let me mention a couple. The one is higher education and research. It's the progress that has been made during the last few years has been amazing. The number of university students attending both public and private universities has risen significantly. The number of teaching and research staff has also risen. There have been very significant investments in private universities, but also the government has been investing in its own public universities, and also in research projects and research facilities. So the contribution of education, research and development to the GDP is rising, and we believe that it can grow even more. So this is a very new and very promising sector. And another one, of course, is energy. Energy meaning, or rather comprising, not only of the offshore natural gas, a game-changing prospect for Cyprus, but also renewables, a sector where we have also seen good progress, but obviously scope to invest much more and to see a further growth of this sector. So the Cyprus economy is a small but dynamic, diverse economy offering opportunities across the sectors. That's the advantage, and it is an advantage that we intend to maintain and enhance.
Okay. I would like to touch upon another sector which is growing very fast in Cyprus, which is IT and new technologies.
Yes.
In Limassol, where I live, there are so many new IT companies that bring their management here. But what is important for our country, I believe, is the taxes they will pay, because now in the globalization and digital world, they earn a lot of money. Are you planning to do something for this type of companies to make Cyprus attractive for them?
Well, I mean, we try to draft incentives which are of a broader reach, not to specifically aim for one sector, because ultimately this should derive from the private economy, from the private sector. Our job is to maintain an economic environment which in broad sense is encouraging to any new business in any sector of the economy, that's something that we intend to maintain and to enhance even more, but we shall probably avoid targeting one sector over another, believing that this is not really the job of the government to determine which sectors will grow and which will not. Rather, we want to create, as I have said again, a favorable ecosystem, a business ecosystem, where any sector or any business in any sector can find opportunities.
Arash, now is my question regarding the Russian-speaking business community and the contacts of government and Ministry of Finance with the Russian part. This year, you started to pay out the debt which Cyprus had with Russian Federation. Slowly, until when the debt will be paid?
It will be fully repaid, if I am not mistaken, in 4 years.
Yes, and at the same time, we continue to strengthen economic relationship between two countries.
Indeed.
Whereas Russian businessmen and international business in Cyprus plays important role. You've been to Russia quite many times. What do you feel? What are the prospects of further development of Cypriot-Russian business and economic relationship?
I think the prospects are there. I mean, we do have very significant relations in some sectors. For instance, tourism obviously is one, with Cyprus being a very popular destination for Russian visitors, and business services is also another sector. I mean, Cyprus is a very advanced international business center, offering its services also to the Russian business community. But it is my belief that we can facilitate the emergence of opportunities in other areas also. I mean, one area where we have been discussing and cooperating with both with Russian authorities and with Russian business interests is the medical sector. I mean, we know how advanced the Russian medical sector is, and we believe that we can offer a base for the medical sector here in Cyprus, with an outreach also to our region, because Cyprus is a safe destination in this region, having close ties with most neighboring countries. So investments in the medical sector is one area where I believe we can see opportunities materializing.
Cyprus is often positioned as a gateway to the European Union for third countries that are not members of European Union. What do you think Cyprus can offer to so big players like Russia, China, and India?
Yes, I mean, it is indeed a gateway to the EU and the EU economies, but it also has access and ties and tax and other arrangements with a number of other jurisdictions. So it is both a bridge into the EU, a bridge from the EU and into other regional markets. This is exactly what Cyprus offers, a safe, stable destination with skilled workforce and expertise in a number of areas, and offering access to European, regional and other regional markets. So using Cyprus as a base for business is an opportunity.
My last question will be about new technologies and about introduction of some new services and the place of new Cyprus, because time changed so fast. What do you see Cyprus to be changed in 3 to 5 years? What will be the major changes and the major new opportunities our country, Cyprus, will have in the nearest future?
Relating to technology?
Relating to everything, and especially you are Minister of Finance, relating to economic issues.
Okay, I mean, on the one hand, we want to combine the sense of stability, that is, that things will not be changing in an uncertain manner, with positive change. So this is the combination that we have to ensure. I mean, keeping a stable environment with no surprises, no abrupt changes either in legislation or in taxation or in administration. So an environment which will allow both business and individuals and families to plan in a predictable, safe environment, and at the same time combining the promotion of targeted changes and improvements in sectors where we can do better. And I have already mentioned that what we need is a more efficient and more technologically advanced administration, a government which will serve both the local citizens and the foreign communities, and also both local and foreign business in a much more efficient way. So we want to achieve positive change in this direction.
Mm-hmm. What can you wish to our readers? They are business people who live and work in Cyprus. They chose Cyprus already as a destination to live and work. What can you wish on behalf of the Ministry of Finance and Minister himself?
It's not so much a wish. I want to offer a reassurance that not only the Finance Ministry, but the government and the President will continue working in the direction of maintaining Cyprus as this very attractive, very safe, very stable destination which brought these Russian citizens to Cyprus in the first place. We want to create a very welcoming environment, both in the daily lives, in schools, in the cities, but also in the interaction with the administration, but also in the economy. A very welcoming, safe place where the Russian community can continue thriving.
Thank you very much.